On Vashon Island, a veil of fog and mystery awaits. There is a trail into the woods, and it leads to a legend. Innocence and childhood are bound together here by the force of time and the power of our own imaginations. It is a bicycle in a tree. Across from the woods, Nancy Weed sits in her office and watches.
What do I see all day? Cars pulling in all the time, looking for the tree with the bike.
Who knows how long it's been there, eaten by a Douglas fir, gnarled and knotted into its timeless struggle with nature, held up like an offering to the bicycle gods, or an allegory of childhood swallowed up by time.
How do you think it got there?
It's stuck.
David Aru has lived on Vashon for 30 years.
I think somebody just put the bike in the tree and they were going to come back for it later and they just didn't show up for it.
Pat and Sandra Volmer are visiting from Alaska.
Maybe some kid took his little brother's bike and hung it up in the tree where he couldn't grab it.
There are clues. It is a child's bike, it is old, and for some reason it was abandoned. But why? Somebody somewhere knows the truth. From her office, Nancy offers this.
There's another bike in the tree up in Vashon at the bike shop.
So we go to investigate, and sure enough,
This one's been here about 10 years, and it won't come out anymore.
Jeff Ammon has heard all the theories.
One of them was that these guys stole the bike off somebody's porch and then felt really guilty because they were little kids.
He sends us to a local hangout, the Vashon Island Coffee Roastery.
Well, the story is varied and it has lots of mystery to it, but I think there is a woman on the island who knows about it.
And so we go to meet Ann Irish at the Vashon Heritage Museum.
So there's this bike in a tree.
Yes.
There are no definitive answers here either, but Ann does show us a kid's book based on the bike in a tree.
Berkeley Breathitt is the author. Red Ranger Came Calling.
The legend is a slippery one. Maybe it was some kind of ghost rider who crashed into the tree. Maybe the old story about a boy going off to World War I and never returning is true.
Somebody put it there years ago. That's all I know.
The morning coffee crowd doesn't have any answers either.
It's kind of a mystery, I think.
Until we meet Steve Self, who's lived here forever.
My version is coming from some people that I think know. Was Donnie Poos was given the bike as a gift.
Who is Donnie Poos, I ask?
Yeah, you want to grab that?
Yeah. And so he takes me to his home and shows me.
Here he is, number 82.
How was this boy, popular and athletic, who grew up and moved away to the Tri-Cities, tied to the bike in a tree? What twist of his life led to this? He has come to celebrate the passage of time and the lure of home. Don Poos is going back to Vashon for his 50th high school reunion, and we ask him point blank, are you the guy? Was it your bicycle?
No doubt in my mind the first time I saw it that it was my bike. And it's a couple 100 feet from my mom's house where I used to play in the woods. And, you know, I keep having to look at this tire to make sure it's the same one, but yeah, the back one's pretty easy to see.
There was a fire in 1954. The Poos family home burned to the ground, and Donnie Poos' dad died in the blaze. Donnie was just 9. The Vashon community donated things to the family. One of the things was the bike.
I had this thing less than 6 months, I bet.
Why?
Because I didn't like it. You know, it's interesting now, but at the time it was just a little, it was like a tricycle. These are tricycle tires.
It's easy to picture now because it's so very human. A little boy trying to be a big boy, ashamed by a little girl's bicycle.
So this was Christmas tree height when I threw the bike away.
And so the bike was left in the woods, and the little boy's mother asked where it was, and the little boy said he didn't know. And eventually, he bought his own bicycle and then became a sheriff and lived a long and productive life. And now, you know his story.
I don't think I own it anymore. I threw it away a long time ago. I think the tree owns it.
because of a bike in a tree. Eric Johnson, KOMO 4 News.